Hello guys and welcome to another one of our guides. My name is James and together with my wife Solemnis we lead the Bad Omen Community Guild here on European Ragnarok Online. This will be the Assassin Guide in the Windsor Academy Windsor Academy category. So let's just jump right in. What is an assassin? Weapon wielding maniac that likes to kill things. Great class, I love to play it, it's fun, it's effective, it's just overall it's a great class. It's one of my personal favorites. So what is the weapon that we're using? The weapon of choice is a Qatar. Now you can play this in two different ways. You can either dual wield like daggers or swords, or you can use a Qatar. Honestly, a Qatar is just superior in so many ways while you're leveling, because all of your skills are dependent on a Qatar. And well, let's just face it, just left clicking things is just not as exciting as using skills. Not to mention that there are many drawbacks with dual wielding. You lose attack speed, for example, and overall it's clunky and it's just not as fun. One more thing that's worth noting: a Jamadhar gets double from crit. So as you can see, I have 27 crit, which means I actually have 54 crit rating. Okay, since the Jamadhar doubles, so if you get 50 or 51% crit here, that means you have 100% crit with Qatars, which is cool. One more thing that's worth noting. Now, you know the double attack that you can get with daggers, correct? Now, if you have that level 10, and then you take a Sidewinder card, one of these, and if we read what it says, enable level 1 double attack on compounded weapon. If the card does learn double attack, the skill's level affects this card's effect. So, which means that if we have that level 10 on an assassin and then we slot a Jamadhar with the Sidewinder card, I'm not gonna do it now because my Jamadhar isn't slotted, but there's a lot of Jamadhars you can find on the market that are slotted. Then you put that into that, it will be just like dual wielding daggers but more efficient. Now keep in mind, double attacks will override critical hits, so you kind of need to determine beforehand if that's a route you would like to take. Skill wise, there's a couple of things that I would definitely get. Now you can ignore, unless you're going dual wielding, you can ignore these two, right hand and left hand mastery, because well, they're only for dual wield. So you want to max out Qatar mastery, obviously. Let's just max that out first. Now I'm gonna put one in everything else first so you can see what it looks like this. You can see we only have 1 point to go now. Well, I'm gonna put it at level 3 because as you can see here, you need to have level 3 in cloaking at the very minimum. Now all of these skills, well not all of them, but most of them are dependent on a Qatar. So we're just gonna put this on the bar. Right. Some of them require gemstones as well. Build wise, you want stuff with agility, stuff with strength, even crit. Like Morrigane's set is extremely efficient and cheap. Not to mention you get a free set if you join the Bad Omen Guild here on the Euro. Which also means that things are very, like, we can use awakening potions. Let's see if we have any of those in our storage. I believe I do have a couple. There we go. You cannot use berserk potions, unfortunately, even though we're too low for that anyway. Now, as you can see, I'm not using any amazing gear here. Just some standard stuff, really. You can buy this in the shop. These you can get for free from us. The zombie prisoner card, I mean, it doesn't really make much difference, except you take some more damage, actually, which is not that great. So let's just get right to it. I'm gonna get some red gemstones from my storage here. There we go. Because you need red gemstones for some of your skills if you want to play the poison versions. So, like, I'm actually in the market house right now, so we're just gonna go out. There we go. Now we're in Frontera. Most people know where this is. So in order to show you the skills, we're gonna go to Orc Dungeon and show what the gameplay looks like a little bit. Now, granted, critical hits will always land, which means that we will always hit 56% of the time due to crits on average, right? So as you can see, when I use an awakening potion, now we have 179. See? Quick and easy, very simple gear here. I mean, I'm not using anything amazing, I'm just And these numbers that appear in like the star thing orange means it's a critical hit. A critical hit will always land, and it should bypass defense to a degree as far as I remember. As you can see, they're higher than my normal hits. The critical hits are about, I think it's 100% or 150% of base damage. Anyways, enough of the auto attack, so let's just look at the skills. Starting here we have hiding. This is from the thief tree, but you actually need to use it. You can't use cloaking for what I'm going to show you. So hiding is, well, you can be detected in hiding by insects and by demons. Everything else will not find you. So the first skill we're going to look at is Grimtooth. Now Grimtooth actually offers you some AoE. Now granted I only have this at level 1, so as you can see I only have 2 cell skill range. You can have up to 6. Basically what happens is that you want to, when you want to use it for mobbing, basically you want to pull tons of mobs together. Let's just see if we can find at least 2 so I can show you what it looks like. Now you need to be hidden in order to use Grimtooth. Okay, let's see, that's 1. You need 1 more mob, otherwise I can't really show you that it hits more than more than 1 target. Oh god. Man, these orcs. I feel like when I'm on low health and running for my life, these guys are fucking geniuses, and when I want them to follow me, they're just, well, let's just say less intelligent. So, usually this place is packed. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's 2. Now, in order to hit both of them with your skill, pull them so they look like they're in a line like this. Hide and then use Grimtooth. See? You can hit both of them at the same time. It costs a little bit of SP, 3 SP per click, but it's an effective way, and there isn't really a cap on how many monsters you can use Grimtooth on. Let me show you, let's see if we're gonna get a couple more. Now granted, if they hit you, you will become like unstealthed, and they will run away. So, it takes a little bit of practice to do this. Let me show you. So, let's just say we get a few. Now this is affected by elemental modifiers, so do this, and then you can just Grimtooth. See? I hit all of them. Now granted I didn't hit all here because they were spread out a little bit, and I can't hit this because it's too far away. But if you max it, you will be able to reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll be able to reach up to here with Grimtooth, which is pretty neat. And then you can just unhide again. Now you can, like I said, this is just for multi-killing, it's pretty good. You could just auto-attack things to death, that works too. Now the next one is going to be Sonic Blow. Sonic Blow is like attacks consecutively like 5 times or something, dealing damage with the Qatar. It looks like this. Pretty neat skill. Costs a bit of SP, 24 to be exact. We only have it at level 5. You can have it at level 10. Level 5 gives 600%, level 10 gives 800%, and it also has a chance to stun. And you must use a Qatar to be able to do this. So that's Sonic Blow and Grimtooth. The next one is Cloaking. Now Cloaking is pretty cool. So you can actually move while stealthed. Now you cannot Grimtooth out of Cloaking. See, it doesn't work. You have to be stealthed. So you do this and then Grimtooth. Now there's a lot of applications for Cloaking. Again, demons and insects will be able to see you, but as you can see, these little dudes, they will not. You can actually like cloak and then hide from the cloaking. Like you can, okay, let me show you. So right now we're cloaked, right? And then you can click hide and then use Grimtooth if I was close enough. So that's cloaking. Now enchant poison is just you enchant your weapon with poison. Here we go, see? And then you will inflict poison damage on the target. Some targets are weak to poison. You can check this up on various web pages, which monsters are weak to poison. And then you can use this in order to deal a little bit more damage. And you can also poison targets, causing them to lose HP per second. Now, if you want to get rid of your poison enchant, just unequip your weapon. And then the buff disappears. It's a little blue buff in the corner here. The next skill is Venom Dust. Now, Venom Dust. Contaminate target area with the toxin, inflict poison status to enemies that come into contact with it. It requires 1 gemstone. Now I brought some gemstones just for this. So, see? And then you can pull all the mobs into it, and they will be poisoned. Now poisoned enemies take damage over time. Now we have it at level 5, and it doesn't really seem to be their health isn't really going down. However, the next one is Venom Splasher, okay? This skill will only work once the target is 1/3 of HP or below of its max HP. When started, the target will explode, dealing damage to other enemies in its vicinity. So, if we... Okay, you see the Orc Lady now? She has very low health. Now, if we use Venom Splasher, she should explode, I would imagine. And she did not, for some reason. Okay. So what if we do Venom Dust first to contaminate, and then Venom Splasher? Doesn't seem to be doing much. I mean, according to skill, that's what it's supposed to be doing. Oh, it takes 7 seconds, right, okay. There we go. As you can see, they exploded, and then she dealt damage to all the other targets in the area. Now, this can be used for AoEing as well. I'm sorry about being a little bit clumsy on that one. I don't actually use these skills normally. So, let's just try this again. Okay, he's on low health. And then we do Venom Splasher. If I'm able to cast it again. There we go. There. See, now after 7.5 seconds, he's going to explode, dealing poison damage to all targets in the area. Now, what you can do is you can... There we go, see? And then they all became poisoned. And then you can probably cast this again, I would imagine. Yeah, exactly. So, it does take a little bit of... You would have to tank them, or you can kite them, I guess. There we go, see? So it can actually be like an AoE sort of thing, but it's a little bit more tricky to use. Now, the last one on the list is Poison React. Now, Poison React, if we read the skill, once activated, automatically cast Envenom after receiving damage from normal enemy attacks. If the enemy uses Poison property attack, the caster will reflect the damage instead. So, now this is interesting. For PvP, now you can't enchant Poison on a mob. However, if you're facing another player, you can actually cast Poison enchant on them, and then if you use Poison React, you're gonna reflect their damage. So, but on a mob, it will look like this. We use Poison React, and then when things hit me, I will counter with Envenom. This is a buff that you just activate, and it will last for X amount of seconds. Whenever they decide that it's time to hit me, I should counter with... Well... There we go, see? Counter with Envenom while Poison React is up. Which is... It's pretty neat, to be honest. So... Well, if he ever hits me again, I will see if it casts it again. I wonder, what if we get a huge mob? Like... What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go down into Orc Dungeon. And then we're gonna drag, like, see if we have maybe like 5 or 10 mobs on us. And then I'm gonna show you, and let's see if they... Actually, we can just do it here, I guess. Yeah, okay, so let's gather up tons of mobs. We have Poison React on. And let's see if it counters. Yeah, it only counters a few times. And we're going to die now just because of this. Anyway, so those are the assassin skills. I would recommend, stat-wise, like I said, I have a mix of luck and dexterity to get crit and to get some hit as well, because the times when you don't crit, you don't want to be missing. So unless you can reach 50 plus crit, at which point you don't really need dex with a Qatar. Skill-wise, honestly, these three, like, the poison skills are very optional, and they're just, I mean, they're fun to use, but I would really say that Grimtoothing is the most effective way to level. Especially if the mobs are slow, like in Orc Dungeon, for example. You can gather up tons of Orc zombies and then just Grimtooth away. Element affects it as well, so if you have fire property on your weapon, you will do 2 times the damage. So you would do like 800 per Grimtooth, which is pretty cool. The same thing goes for Sonic Blow. Or if they're weak to poison, use Enchant Poison. So yeah, I think that wraps it up. I mean, I'm just gonna lay here dead for a while and just, you know, admire the view of all these lovely orcs. Yeah, I guess, I mean, as always, I recommend a Picker Hairband to run faster, attack speed and all that. If you're purchasing one item through the iShop, make it that one. You can also purchase it from other players. But yeah, it's also, I mean, like we said, stats, it's pretty straightforward in terms of melee. Grimtooth spamming, by the way, is affected by your attack speed, mind you. So if you leave agility to 1 thinking you're gonna be clever and like just max out strength and dex, you're not doing yourself any favors, because, well, by the time you start spamming Grimtooth, it will be incredibly slow and the mobs will start to move away. You kind of need to be able to lock them in place by spamming Grimtooth if you can't kill them in 1 or 2. Yeah, I guess that wraps it up then. So, as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you found this useful. And I hope to see you in the next video. So, that's me, and take care, guys. And I'll see you in the next video, yeah? Okay, bye.